Hey guys, today we're actually going to look at the Honda Crosstour 2014 tech gear that I've installed on here. And that's going to include a radar detector, some cameras, and a USB cable for powering iPhones, etc. We can see here I have a Escort Passport. I think it's like 9500 IX or something like that. So it's a nice piece of gear. I do like it. Sometimes it reminds me to slow down and on the traffic lights, especially in New York now. There's a lot of red light cameras, etc. You don't want to blow through those. And so it's powered and by this little phone jack. I think it's like RJ35. Correct me if I'm wrong here. But basically that cable runs underneath the styrofoam at the front of the dash. It goes across, and you can kind of see it here, exposed here. I haven't figured out how to take this whole thing off or any of that stuff yet. I don't want to do anything too crazy. And then it goes into the weather molding here, which you can easily pull out that way. You can, it's very easy to pull that out. And then it runs down and into the I don't know if you can see it here. There should be a fuse box down there, and that hold on, I'll just talk you through it. But basically it runs across and then it runs down, and it is hooked up to the AC, air conditioning and fan system fuse. So I'll post a link for the tidbits that you need to get that you can plug into the fuse box. But you will need to buy new fuses, just because you can't plug the OEM fuses, which are like very low profile, into the new fuse adapter. Connect a circuit or something like that. Add a circuit. Anyways, so because the air is only turned on when the engine is on, or when the power is on, the Passport turns on and off with that system. So on the driver's side there's a fuse box, and my suggestion is the AC, which I believe is fuse 16, but you should look at your manual for that. Over here, well, okay, let me do this first. Over here is a mini camera. I'll also post a link and about what this thing is. It's a nifty little camera, dash cam, and I really love this, because as you can see, when I'm sitting here in the car, I cannot see it as the driver. Maybe if you're really low, you're shorter, you'd be able to see it, but I'm 6'2". I've adjusted the mirror so that I can't see it. But for those of you who don't know, the Honda Crosstour mirror can adjust this whole mirror thing down, and then change it so that it's pushed all the way down and then angled around or something like that. So there is a little bit of height adjustment for this mirror. I personally, since I'm tall, I like to have it all the way up, and then I adjust it for my view. So it's really hidden out of the way for me, and it's great. It served me well. The camera is great for capturing your long distance trips, and if you anybody cuts you off and hits you, and or I've seen guys online where somebody opens a door at a local parking lot right after the guy pulls in and damages the side of your vehicle, and they claim that the door was open prior to you entering that spot. The dash cam is definitely a nifty little thing to help you with your insurance claims, etc. I'll give you a little bit more detail on the dash cam in the comments or annotations, but personally I really recommend this little guy. As a matter of fact, I love it so much that I've installed another one facing back, and I'll walk you through that in a second. So that's it for the driver's side. I'll move on to the passenger side add-on in a second here. All right, we're here on the passenger side, and I just pulled out the cable, the USB cable. This USB cable, the purpose of this guy is to charge my phone, which I hook into this little thing right here. It's just a stand that I bought. It seems to work well for me. If you want to know the brand, it's, what is it called? Exo Gear. Anyways, the point is, I didn't like the fact that I had to have this cable running around here with the passenger, you know, getting the passenger side way, and then it's hooked into the, I actually hooked my charger back in here. Sorry, it's a little dirty in there, so I'm not going to show that. So instead of having it dangling, I wanted to get this cable hardwired directly to the fuse box on the passenger side. Now, the fuse box is relatively easy to get to on the passenger side. You can just slide that back and you see the fuse box right there. You see the ADA circuit that I put in there. It's very easy to get to. However, for the passenger side, trying to hardwire it, like wire the thing cleanly, it's a little bit more difficult. Because you have this plate right here, which is held by those clips. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there's a couple of plastic clips. You basically pull down this thing until it pops out. I don't think I have the strength to do it with one hand, but it's relatively sturdy. You have to, you know, yank it down and then you pull it out to get access to the air filters and the fuse lines and everything over there. So one quick note about the ADA circuit: when you put in the fuse box, it only goes to the positive line, the hot line. So you do need to connect it to something that's negative, that's cold. I guess I would say. So on the driver's side, up top somewhere, once you get under there, you'll be able to spot it very easily. But there's a bolt that's directly connected to the chassis, and you can easily access that to get your negative. Over here, however, there is some other bolts that are very, very hard to get to, and then I realized there's actually a bolt, I think, right there. What I did was temporarily just electric taped the end of the ADA circuit extension to that thing. So, you know, I mean, I plan to put an actual added bolt on there so it's easier to and more secure for the cable, but you know, that's the only place I can figure out an easy access to a negative ground. The run is exactly the same. It comes through up here and through the weather molding up and across. Now, finally, on the passenger side, I want to show that this cable that I ran from the 12-volt cigarette all the way through, it's hit. Ignore this cable for a second. This is my other USB cable. This little cable down there, it runs underneath the molding here, the cover, all the way up, across, and up the weather molding through here, and then the USB cable actually goes through this guy. I have not been able to remove this. I've seen other videos where people can remove this. I have not been able to do that. However, I was able to actually feed the cable from the top side all the way down, and then through the molding. What I'm talking about is actually the power source for the mini camera here, which I run across, run across here, up, and it's hidden inside the roof over there. Sorry, the camera's a little shaky here. And then it goes down. Okay, so my goal is to have those components ready, my phone charger, my radar detector, and my camera all set up with as little interference of the passenger and driver area and console as possible. That way, you know, I have the most functionality and still have the ease of access, because to be honest, you know, when I'm driving, I still have have to take that second to touch one of these buttons, and it takes my attention off the road, and sometimes it's a little shaky. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the back of the vehicle and show you the camera in the back, and that'll be it. Alrighty, so we know there is a 12-volt charger back here on the left-hand side of the CT, aka Crosstour, and I basically ran several cables in here, as you can see. One cable I actually run across and behind the seats, and I have a USB hub there, so my passengers can actually charge their devices in the back seat, which I think is a little bit convenient for them. Yay, pillows. And the other cable actually runs, it's a little, I bought it a little too long, so I'm hiding it underneath the panel here, but it runs down and back up, and I was actually able to go through here, this little cover that's used for like lighting or something like that. I was able to nudge it through there. The cover itself I actually cut up a little bit so that you can actually fit the cable through there. You can see the little bit of damage as where the cable goes through. I cut that up a little bit, and it actually runs into that area and through up here. So it goes inside the weather molding just like the front side, up across, and then back down to this little camera over here. Once again, it's a great little camera, very, very discreet, and you can barely see it through the tinted glass and everything. So I'm very, very happy with that. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with the setup that I've got here, and it's working great for me. I don't use the back camera for my, you know, cataloging of my trips or anything like that, but in case somebody rear ends me or, you know, something crazy happens, I've got it on tape. And just to a quick note, if you ever get pulled over or you get into an accident and you're wondering about and you have it on recorded and you're recording it, and you know you want to open your windows so people outside's voices can be recorded on those tapes as well, because I actually had a little fender bender with my front camera on, and I captured the images, but I couldn't hear the audio. So I would not be able to record anything. Like, let's say that situation went badly, I would not be able to record the audio and who said what. You know, that's not going to be good enough in court or whatever. So that's it for my little tech gear video, and I'll link everything for you guys to check out, and have a good one. See you later.